has the combat options and the power modifiers. And I'll walk through that real fast too. So if we're looking at your character, you got your name, you guys got your backgrounds, and it sort of gives you some, hints on role playing. The rank is irrelevant for this adventure. The attributes, they're straightforward. Those are your skills that make you who you are. They correlate to any other attributes in either game. Agility is agility. Smarts is your IQ. Spirit is how well you can handle situations. Strength is physical strength, and vigor is how well you stay alive. And also resist things like, heat stroke and whatnot.
Okay.
So next up, skills. Oh, sorry. The D next to him is a die you're going to roll. Anytime you roll a die for any action, unless it's damage, so any skill in any attribute, you're going to roll the die that's on the character sheet, and you're going to roll a D6 at the same time. Those aren't added together. They're comparatives. The extra D6 is your wild die because you're special in your wild cards. Whichever one of those is higher is the one you keep. If the die you roll, either of them, hits the maximum result, it's called acing, and you roll it again and you add it to that first result. So if you roll a D6 and you roll a 6, you roll it again. If you get a 4, then that's 10. If you roll a 6 and then a 6, you roll it again, and you just keep rolling. There's no limit to the number of aces you can do.
Nice.
Next up is skills. Skills are fairly straightforward in Savage Worlds. You can get kind of creative with how they're used. Everyone sort of has a same set of skills. They're called the common core skills, unfortunately. And those are going to be athletics, common knowledge, notice, persuasion, and stealth. That's something you can all do. Some of you are better than others, and a few of you have other extra skills that are on there. Again, it's however you want to do it. The one that stands out is common knowledge. That is essentially how well you understand the zeitgeist of the time that you live in.
Okay.
Let's see. Your pace. We're not going to use miniatures. We're not putting dolls down, so pace isn't going to matter. Parry is it's the target number that someone needs to reach on a die roll in melee or maybe a few other instances. So the higher the parry, the better.
And our target number is always 4 for everything else, correct?
In general, yeah,
Okay.
unless you're at like extreme ranges, like
Right.
medium and long range. It's always going to be a 4, but there's going to be penalties to it.
Okay.
Unless there might be times we do an opposed roll. And so
Okay.
that's when you're looking at, oh my God, they just rolled a 15 and I don't know if I can
Okay.
ever do that.
Now,
Which you can.
do we also roll the wild card die with skill checks or only attribute checks?
Oh, skills and attributes.
Okay. You may have said
Yep.
that and I missed it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
It's all good. And toughness is if you do manage to score a successful attack on someone, toughness is the target number when you're rolling damage to do actual harm to them. And so you'll see how we kind of narrate this. A lot of people make a mistake of they'll get excited, they hit the toughness, and they get close to it, and they narrate like I put holes through them, and it's just like, well, hold on, cowboy. Let's deal with the wins and whatnot. We're going to pull back on that because then you got to change your narrative. It really screws everything up for people. So we'll do that. Hindrances. These are the things that your character is. Flaws is such a terrible word, but it is what it is. And the big conceit of Savage Worlds is you play up on your hindrances. So, Danny, I'm going to spill the beans on one of your hindrances for an example. Danny has a big mouth.
Uh-huh.
So Danny can't keep his yap shut at all. And it's not just running your mouth. It's more like, if someone were to start loose lips, yeah, Danny will willingly tell you the plan of the party. He does not care. And so when you have those, play them up as much as you humanly can.
Sad thing is I'm kind of that way in real life, dude.
I didn't. You said it. I wasn't going to say it.
In a way, this isn't really role playing, brother. I tend to be this dumb. Yeah.
Funny how you got that guy.
That's gonna be fantastic then. Good. Edges are they're special abilities, if you will. They kind of give your character that extra edge. Every single one has a different edge. The big ones for Buck Savage. Buck, you have the rock and roll edge. So if you go full auto on that Tommy gun, you're not going to take a penalty to your shooting rolls with that thing. So you're just you can make it rain lead showers all day long, until you got to reload. So that's the big one for them.
Bang the drum.
Most of them are going to be self-explanatory. They're already added in, like arcane background, weird science for Doc. It's already added up. You already have your powers. Doc, you have your PowerPoints. that are in there as well. And I'm going to pull Doc real fast. A rate of fire will have damage and it'll have range. Again, range is relative because of what we're doing now. We're not using dolls, but the rate of fire is important. If it's an ROF of 1, you can only just one squeeze of the trigger, one bullet goes down range. If it's an ROF of 2 or higher, you can choose to go full auto, and that's the number of shooting dice you're going to roll. So, for instance, Buck has a Tommy gun. Buck can roll 3 shooting dice plus his wild card, his wild die, and that is considered one action.
Wow.
So, yeah, and so if Buck really wants to stack some penalties, he literally could do, full auto, full auto, full auto 3 times around. And it's a 50 round drum.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's that. Some of you have some gear and equipment. Doc has some stuff, has one piece. Danny has a few things that are super nerded out. And I think that's it. And each of you has 3 bennies to start. I also have bennies. I have a benny for each of you. And then I have 2 bennies for any wild card that may show up. Bennies are not power. They're not hit points. A lot of people will save them for that. Your bennies are there for you to remake rolls to do really cool stuff. Yes, you need a benny to try to soak a wound, but honestly, it's better suited if you use your bennies to be amazing.
Right.
That's always my advice, is to be amazing.
To make that badass move. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. And some people get nervous because there are GMs who really suck at Savage Worlds and you don't see bennies at all. I'm the opposite. If I have 30 bennies at the table, I'm going to run out of bennies and I have to beg the characters to spend bennies so I have more bennies to give out. I enjoy rewarding people for great role play.
Sweet.